morning. Welcome everyone to another edition of Travel Jack. I'm your host. I'm Jack. I'm taking you around with me all around Europe for 29 days. And today's day number 16. We've just passed the halfway point. Halfway. Oh my gosh. It's already been an incredible trip. And we're only halfway through. We're still going, baby. Yeah, halfway. Today, we're heading out to country number 4 on this trip, technically. We're going to go to Vatican City. It's its own country. The Vatican is its own country, the world's smallest country, located within the confines of Rome. So within a city is a country. It's kind of funny to think about that. But we have an appointment today with the Pope. You don't believe me? No, we really do. We have an appointment with the Pope. Stay tuned. You'll see. Not a personal one-on-one appointment with the Pope. Not that important. But every week he does it's called the General Audience on Wednesdays. And that's today. So we're heading out to do that. I got to pick up the tickets for that. So we're going to head down to the metro station, go down to the Vatican, and then after the General Audience, we'll check out some of the other sites around the Vatican. Today I'm bringing my camcorder. Today the high temperature is 55. The low is, overnight low is 40 or something like that. So I'm wearing a few less layers today. I'm only wearing one thermal and one jacket instead of two. I still have my hoodie on, and one thermal on. But I was a little warm yesterday. So lose a couple of layers and see how it goes. On the metro and stuff, I'll just use my phone. Right now I'm using my phone, but once I'm at the Vatican, I'll use my camera, if it's allowed, hopefully, and get some good shots of everything that's going on there. So let's head down to the metro station. Hopefully we'll grab some breakfast or snacks or something somewhere along the way, and let's check it out. Vatican City. Let's get down to the subway right down the street. Okay, we're on the way, just like a block or two to the metro station right down the street. And kind of an unusual policy for the hotel. They want you to leave the room key at the front desk when you go out for the day, anytime you leave the hotel. A little unusual, but not a big deal. Anyway, we're on the way, and already I feel lighter today. Most days I bundle up because it's been so cold and rainy. I bundle up, so I've got 2 layers of thermals, a t-shirt, my hoodie, and 2 jackets over it, and I feel like in that movie A Christmas Story, where he bundles up and he says, "I can't put my arms down." That's how I feel most days. I got all these jackets and stuff all over. But today I feel a little bit lighter. It's a little bit warmer today here in Rome than the rest of Europe I've been in, where it's been sub-freezing temperatures. And but today it's 55 degrees, I think it's going to be, and low of 40. So lost a couple of layers, and it feels much more relaxing without all the layers of jackets and stuff. But anyway, here we come. We're almost all ready to the metro station. It's literally right down the street. Okay, here we are, Ottaviano Station, and from here it's about roughly a 10-minute walk to the Vatican entrance. You got to go through security, metal detectors and stuff, but it's interesting. They're showing TV or little commercials and stuff at the metro stations. Anyway, let's head up. I got to consult my guidebook. Whenever you travel, bring a good guidebook with maps in it, or if you don't have one, your hotel will. So ask your hotel at the reception for a map of the city, and they'll be happy to give you one, usually for free. And yeah, anyway, let me look. Here comes another train. These come very frequently. Every 2 to 3 minutes, a new train comes along. This one's a lot less packed than the one I was just on. But I seem to be hitting these metro trains right at commute time. But anyway, let's head up the stairs and find out where to go to get to the Vatican. Okay, real easy breezy. That's a great metro system. Very intuitive, not difficult at all. It's very easy to see which train you need to get on and which direction, as long as you know the name of the metro stop you need to go to. And if you don't, just consult your guide map, like I said earlier, and do a little bit of research on where you're going. But real easy. And I want to say the whole metro trip was maybe 8 minutes, and a new metro comes every 2 to 3 minutes. And so very easy. A little bit crowded because everyone's going to work right now. It's commute time, and but yeah, really easy to use it. And good thing, 2 people approached me asking me for directions in Italian, which is good. I said, I'm sorry, I am from America, I don't know. But it's good because it looks like I'm a local and I'm not sticking out like a sore thumb like a tourist, you know. So at least for the most part. So. Which is what you want. You don't want to stick out like a sore thumb and look like a tourist everywhere you go, because then you're a target, you're a walking target. So anyway, we're on the way. It's just a few minutes walk down this street. Should be a straight shot straight to Vatican City. So if there's anywhere to eat along the way, I'll make a quick stop, something fast. Otherwise, we'll be there in just a few minutes. I like this music they're playing here. There's just a random little pastry shop. They got orange juice, coffee, and a couple of donuts. And just stop by something to go on the way. All right, just a quick stop for breakfast on the go. I ate it already while I was walking down the street. And fresh squeezed orange juice. It was like one of those red oranges, but it was really good though. And a couple more sweet pastries. I didn't film it because I needed to eat while I was walking. And but a couple of sweet pastries, just like the ones yesterday. Very sugary. I've noticed a lot of these pastry shops full of sugar and cream and stuff. And not my first choice of breakfast, but I guess that's European style. And but anyway, something to eat on the go. And I try to avoid sugar these days, but well, I'm on a trip, I'm on a holiday vacation, so why not? Just eat like the locals, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to find a trash can, but right on the other side, right behind me here, this is the entrance, I think, to the Vatican, right on the other side of this building here. That's Vatican City over there, and they have border crossing, I noticed, on this street over here. So about to enter my 4th country, right here, Vatican City. Anyway, let me find a trash can and then we'll go inside and film it. Wow, here we are. Wow, I was expecting a whole security thing and a bag check and everything. They've got all the stations set up right behind me, but apparently they don't operate all the time. I just strolled right in. But wow, that was easy. I just walked right in. So maybe they only operate at busier times for the security, but here we are. And I just have to find these bronze doors where I pick up my ticket. Starts at 7:30, it says. And that will tell me where to go. Wow, look at this. There's a big dome over here. And is this where the Sistine Chapel is? I think it's in here somewhere. But anyway, let me go figure this out. And then, wow, what a beautiful piazza. That might be the door I'm looking for over there. I see it open and there's someone standing in there. So I'm looking for where to pick up my ticket. That might be it. It's supposed to be bronze doors I'm looking for, near the beginning of the right side of the columns, which might, I think that's where we're looking for. Let's go over there and check it out. Well, apparently that's a staff entrance over there. So somewhere around here I'm supposed to pick up my tickets. I'm trying to figure it out. It's not very obvious where it is. Bronze doors somewhere. Let's walk around to the other side. Wow, is it beautiful in here? Wow. By the way, this has been in the news lately. Pope Benedict passed away a couple weeks ago, and they had his body was on display here, and they did a big ceremony and put him in his tomb and everything. Pope Benedict. Rest in peace, Pope Benedict. But Pope Francis is the sitting pope. And so we should be seeing him, hopefully, if everything goes well. If I can find these bronze doors, we get to see Pope Francis a little bit later today. I see a group of people over there. Wow, there's beautiful fountains, a big, what do you call this, obelisk? This iconic building here. Wow. All right, let me keep searching. Okay, so the bronze doors I need to get to are right over here. Can't figure out how to get to it. There's a staff entrance. The line I'm in now is the entrance to the dome, but I don't necessarily want to go in there right now, but it goes towards that direction. So I'm just going to keep going through here until I find somebody and ask them, hey, where do I get my ticket? So this isn't very obvious, at least not to me, where to go to get my ticket. The instructions say to go to the bronze door, but it's not very accessible easily anyway. So I'll ask up here. There's a security checkpoint, so let me ask these guys. All right, there was the security checkpoint. I thought that was too easy to walk into here without no security. Anyway, he said it's through here, and to the bronze door. I think it's these bronze doors right here. How do I get over there? Wow, this is cool. Here it is with my name on it. And on the back, Prefettura della Casa Pontifica Città del Vaticano. All right, let's open it. All right, here's the ticket. It's in Italian. I don't know what it says. I'll have to use Google Translate. The only thing in English says, this ticket is entirely free. But I don't know where the entrance is, where to line up for this. So I'll have to figure that out shortly. But how fancy, how nice is that? Reserved for me with my name on it. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Pope and the Vatican. Your Holiness. Okay, it says after the audience, he gives the holy blessing. I'm guessing this is in Latin, and that's why it's not translating on my Google Translate. But anyway, it doesn't say where to line up or anything, so I have to figure that out right now. So here we go. I'm expected by His Holiness. So anyway, I guess the queuing area is over here by this screen, the security person said, but ticket in hand. Here we go. It's a little confusing on where to go, but we figured it out. But I guess we've got to line up over here. All right, just went through a whole security routine, and they confiscated my water bottle. They don't allow those inside, but they'll hold it for me until afterwards. I can pick it up afterwards, they said. So they're holding it for me. Other than that, it's, you know, airport style security. They search your bag, X-ray machine, the whole metal detector, the whole deal. But we're finally inside. On the way, I was hoping to get here really early and get a front row seat, but there's lots of crowds. It looks like it's not going to happen, but I'll do the best I can getting footage for you. So here we go, going inside. Now, for most of the year, the general audience is held outside in that big square. But in the colder months, in the winter time, they do it inside this building here. And so anyway, we're heading inside. We're gonna grab a seat. We'll see what kind of seat we get. I don't know. A lot of people here. Okay, here we are inside this beautiful auditorium, and I chose this seat kind of all the way in the back for a couple of reasons. It's slightly elevated up here, filming reasons. I'm going to be switching to my camcorder. I've got it ready to go, actually, right here. And it's got a nice zoom lens on it, so I'm going to be filming everything. But also, I'm on right next to the aisleway, and the Pope comes out of that curtain right there. There's one of the guards there. Very colorful uniforms they have. Hopefully I can get a picture with one of these guys before the day's over. But yeah, the Pope's going to come right here down this aisleway, and then makes his rounds, does his blessings, and right from that chair, that's where he'll sit and do his daily speech, or his weekly speech, I should say. And the Wednesday audience at this beautiful auditorium is just beautiful in here. So enjoy. I'm going to switch over to the camcorder now and film as much as I can. I think photos and videos are allowed as far as I know, unless someone asks me to stop. So enjoy the Wednesday audience with Pope Francis right here in Vatican City, right here on Travel Jack.
Good morning, and a warm welcome to all the English-speaking pilgrims and visitors gathered for today's audience. Among those present, along with individuals and families, are the following groups. From Switzerland, students and staff from the Bossi Graduate School of Ecumenical Studies. From Australia, students from the Australian Catholic University, Rome campus. From the United States of America, pilgrims from the following parishes: St. Leo's in Versailles, Kentucky; Sacred Heart, Our Lady of Pompeii, Dobbs Ferry, New York; and St. Brendan's in Hilliard, Ohio. Also students from the Council on International Educational Exchange, Rome campus. We also welcome the newly married couples present. In preparation for the Holy Father's arrival, all are reminded that tickets for these general audiences are always completely free of charge and are provided exclusively by the Prefecture of the Papal Household. At the end of the audience, those who wish to do so may attend the Holy Mass for pilgrims to be celebrated at noon in St. Peter's Basilica.
All'udienza generale, introducendola con il segno della croce e il saluto liturgico. Disponiamoci ad accogliere la sua parola e a ricevere la sua benedizione.
Nel nome del Padre, del Figlio e dello Spirito Santo. La pace sia con voi.
A reading from the Gospel of Luke. At that time, Jesus unrolled the scroll and found the place where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." He then rolled up the scroll, gave it back to the attendant, and sat down. The eyes of all were fixed upon him. Then he began to say to them, "Today, this scripture has been fulfilled in your hearing." The Gospel of the Lord.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buongiorno. Mercoledì scorso abbiamo riflettuto su Gesù, modello dell'annuncio, sul suo cuore pastorale sempre protesso agli altri. Oggi guardiamo Lui come maestro dell'annuncio. Modello dell'annuncio, oggi maestro dell'annuncio. Lasciamoci guidare dall'episodio in cui lui predica nella sinagoga del suo villaggio, Nazareth. Gesù legge a un passo del profeta Isaia e poi sorprende tutti con una predica brevissima di una sola frase, e dice così: oggi si è compiuta questa scrittura che voi avete ascoltato. Questa è stata la predica di Gesù. Oggi si è compiuta questa scrittura che voi avete ascoltato. Ciò significa che per Gesù quel passo profetico contiene l'essenziale di quanto egli vuol dire di sé. Dunque, ogni volta che noi parliamo di Gesù dovremmo ricalcare quel suo primo annuncio. Vediamo allora in che cosa consiste questo primo annuncio. Si possono identificare 5 elementi essenziali. Il primo elemento è la gioia. Gesù proclama: lo Spirito del Signore è sopra di me, mi ha mandato a portare ai poveri il lieto annuncio, cioè un annuncio di letizia, di gioia. Lieto annuncio, non si può parlare di Gesù senza gioia, perché la fede è una stupenda storia di amore da condividere. Testimoniare Gesù, fare qualcosa per gli altri nel suo nome, è tra le righe della vita di aver ricevuto un dono così bello che nessuna parola basta esprimerlo. Invece quando manca la gioia, il Vangelo non passa, perché esso, lo dice la stessa parola, è buon annuncio, e il Vangelo vuol dire buon annuncio, annuncio di gioia. Un cristiano triste può parlare di cose bellissime, ma è tutto vano se l'annuncio che trasmette non è lieto. Diceva un pensatore, un cristiano triste è un triste cristiano. Non dimenticare questo. Veniamo al secondo aspetto, la liberazione. Gesù dice di essere stato mandato a proclamare ai prigionieri la liberazione. Ciò significa che chi annunzia Dio non può fare proselitismo, no? Non può fare pressione sugli altri, no? Ma alleggerirli, non imporre pesi, ma sollevare da essi, portare pace, non portare sensi di colpa. Certo, seguire Gesù comporta un'ascesi, comporta dei sacrifici, d'altronde, se ogni cosa bella che ne richiede, quanto più la realtà decisiva della vita. Però chi testimonia Cristo mostra la bellezza della meta, più che la fatica del cammino. Ci sarà capitato di raccontare a qualcuno un bel viaggio che abbiamo fatto, per esempio. Avremo parlato della bellezza dei luoghi, di quanto visto e vissuto, non del tempo per arrivarci e delle code in aeroporto, no? Così ogni annuncio degno del Redentore deve comunicare liberazione, come quello di Gesù. Oggi c'è la gioia perché sono venuto a liberare. Terzo aspetto, la luce. Gesù dice di essere venuto a portare ai ciechi la vista. Colpisce che in tutta la Bibbia, prima di Cristo, non compaia mai la guarigione di un cieco, mai. Era infatti un segno promesso che sarebbe giunto con il Messia. Ma qui non si tratta solo della vista fisica, bensì di una luce che fa vedere la vita del mondo nuovo e anche la vita di un uomo nuovo. C'è un venire alla luce, una rinascita che avviene solo con Gesù. Se ci pensiamo, così è iniziata per noi la vita cristiana, con il battesimo, che anticamente era chiamato proprio illuminazione. E quale luce ci dona Gesù? Ci porta la luce della figliolanza. Lui è il figlio amato del Padre, vivente per sempre, e con lui anche noi siamo figli di Dio, amati per sempre, nonostante i nostri sbagli e difetti. Allora la vita non è più un cieco avanzare verso il nulla, no, non è questione di sorte o fortuna, no, non è qualcosa che dipende dal caso o dagli astri, no, e nemmeno dalla salute o dalle finanze, no. La vita dipende dall'amore del Padre che si prende cura di noi, suoi figli amati. Che bello condividere con gli altri questa luce. Avete pensato voi che la vita di ognuno di noi, la mia vita, la tua vita, la nostra vita, è un gesto di amore, è un invito all'amore? Questo è meraviglioso, ma tante volte dimentichiamo questo davanti alle difficoltà, davanti alle brutte notizie, anche davanti, e questo è brutto, alla mondanità, al modo di vivere mondano. Quarto aspetto dell'annuncio, la guarigione. Gesù dice di essere venuto a rimettere in libertà gli oppressi. Oppresso è chi nella vita si sente schiacciato da qualcosa che succede, siano malattie, fatiche, pesi sul cuore, sensi di colpa, sbagli, vizi, peccati. Oppressi di questo, pensiamo per esempio ai sensi di colpa. Quanti di noi hanno sofferto questo? Pensiamo un po' se un senso di colpa di quello, dell'altro. A opprimerci soprattutto è proprio quel male che nessuna medicina o rimedio umano possano risanare, cioè il peccato. E se uno ha senso di colpa è di qualcosa che ha fatto, e questo si sente male. Ma la buona notizia è che con Gesù questo male antico, il peccato, che sembra invincibile, non ha più l'ultima parola. Io posso peccare perché sono debile, ognuno di noi può farlo, ma questa non è l'ultima parola. L'ultima parola è la mano tesa di Gesù che ti rialza dal peccato. Il Padre questo quando lo fa una volta, no, due, no, tre, no, sempre. Ogni volta che tu stai male così, il Signore sempre fa la mano tesa. Soltanto ci vuole aggrapparsi, lasciarsi portare. La buona notizia è che con Gesù questo male antico non ha più l'ultima parola. L'ultima parola è la mano tesa di Gesù che ti porta avanti. Dal peccato Gesù ci guarisce sempre. E quanto devo pagare per la guarigione? Niente. Ci guarisce sempre e gratuitamente. Egli invita quanti sono stanchi e oppressi, lo dice il Vangelo. Invita ad andare da Lui e allora accompagnare qualcuno all'incontro di Gesù e portarli dal medico del cuore che risolleva la vita e dirgli: fratello, sorella, io non ho risposte a tanti tuoi problemi, ma Gesù ti conosce, Gesù ti ama, ti può guarire e rasserenare il cuore. Andare e lasciarli con Gesù. Chi porta dei pesi ha bisogno di una carezza sul passato. Tante volte sentiamo: io avrei bisogno di guarire il mio passato, ho bisogno di una carezza su quel passato che mi pesa tanto, ha bisogno del perdono. E chi crede in Gesù ha proprio questo da donare agli altri, la forza del perdono che libera l'anima da ogni debito. Fratelli, sorelle, non dimenticate, Dio dimentica tutto. Come mai? Sì, dimentica tutti i nostri peccati, quello dimentica, per questo non ha memoria. Dio perdona tutto perché dimentica i nostri peccati, soltanto ci vuole che ci avviciniamo a Lei, il Signore, e Lui ci perdona tutto. Pensate a qualcosa del Vangelo, di quello che ha incominciato a parlare: Signore, ho peccato, quel figlio, il papà le mette la mano in bocca, no, ma niente, non lo lascia finire. E questo è bello, Gesù ci aspetta per perdonarci, per risanarci. E quando? Una volta, due volte? No, sempre. Ma Padre, io faccio le stesse cose sempre e Lui farà le stesse sue sempre, perdonarti, abbracciarti. Per favore, non abbiamo sfiducia in questo. Così siamo il Signore. Chi porta dei pesi ha bisogno di una carezza sul passato, ha bisogno di perdono. Gesù lo fa. È questo che dà Gesù, liberare l'anima da ogni debito. Nella Bibbia si parla di un anno in cui si era liberati dal peso dei debiti, cioè del Giubileo, l'anno di grazia, come fosse l'ultimo punto dell'annuncio. Gesù dice infatti di essere venuto a proclamare l'anno di grazia del Signore. Non era un giubileo programmato come quelli che stiamo facendo adesso, che tutto è programmato e si pensa come fare, come non fare. No. Ma con Cristo la grazia che fa nuova la vita arriva e stupisce sempre. Cristo è il giubileo di ogni giorno, di ogni ora, che ti avvicina per carezzarti, per perdonarti. E l'annuncio di Gesù deve portare sempre allo stupore della grazia. Questo stupore, non posso credere, sono stato perdonato, sono stato perdonata, ma così grande è il nostro Dio. Perché non siamo noi a fare grandi cose, ma è la grazia del Signore, che anche attraverso di noi compie cose imprevedibili. E queste sono le sorprese di Dio. Dio è un maestro delle sorprese, sempre ci sorprende, sempre si aspetta, ci aspetta. Noi arriviamo e Lui sta aspettando, sempre. Il Vangelo si accompagna a un senso di meraviglia e di novità che ha un nome, che è Gesù. Lui ci aiuti a annunciarlo come desidera, comunicando gioia, liberazione, luce, guarigione, stupore. Così si comunica Gesù. Un'ultima cosa, questo lieto annuncio, che dice il Vangelo, è rivolto ai poveri. Spesso ci dimentichiamo di loro, eppure sono i destinatari esplicitamente menzionati perché sono i prediletti di Dio. Ricordiamoci di loro e ricordiamoci che per accogliere il Signore ciascuno di noi deve farsi povero dentro, non sufficiente così, no, povero dentro. Con quella povertà, Signore, ho bisogno di perdono, ho bisogno di aiuto, ho bisogno di forza. Questa povertà che tutti noi abbiamo, farsi povero da dentro. Deve vincere ogni pretesa di autosufficienza per comprendersi bisognoso di grazia e sempre bisognoso di Lui. Se qualcuno mi dice, Padre, ma qual è la via più breve per incontrare Gesù? Fate bisognoso di grazia, bisognoso di perdono, bisognoso di gioia, e Lui ci avvicinerà a te. Grazie.
Most Holy Father, the English-speaking pilgrims and visitors wish to express to you their sentiments of deep respect and esteem, and to assure you of their prayers for your ministry as the successor of Peter. At the end of the audience, we will sing together the Our Father in Latin. His Holiness will then impart his apostolic blessing, which he extends in a particular way to the members of your families at home. He also intends to bless any religious articles you may have brought for this purpose. And in a special way, his blessing goes to your children, the elderly, and those who are sick. The following is a summary of the Holy Father's catechesis at the beginning of the audience. Dear brothers and sisters, in our continuing catechesis on apostolic zeal, that is the desire to share with others the joy of the gospel, we now consider how Jesus himself, our teacher and master, chose to present his message. In the synagogue of Nazareth, at the very beginning of his public ministry, the Lord revealed that in fulfillment of the prophecy of Isaiah, he came to proclaim good news to the poor and a year of favor from the Lord. The gospel of Jesus Christ is thus, as the prophet foretold, a saving message that brings contagious joy, authentic freedom, the promise of spiritual rebirth as God's beloved sons and daughters, and definitive healing from the oppression of sin and death. We who by God's grace have put our faith in Jesus and experienced the transformative power of his word are called not only to give thanks for this wondrous gift, but also to share it freely and joyfully with others. For Christ's followers, every day is thus a time of grace and a new opportunity to bear witness to the good news of God's gracious offer of mercy, forgiveness, and new life in Jesus, his beloved Son. The Holy Father will now greet us in Italian.
Do il benvenuto a tutti i pellegrini in lingua inglese. specialmente a quelli provenienti dall'Australia e dagli Stati Uniti. Nel contesto della settimana di preghiera per l'unità dei cristiani, rivolgo un saluto particolare agli alunni dell'Istituto Ecumenico di Bossei. Su tutti voi e sulle vostre famiglie invoco la gioia e la pace del Signore Gesù.
I extend a warm welcome to the English-speaking pilgrims taking part in today's audience, especially those from Australia and the United States of America. In the context of this week of prayer for Christian unity, I offer a special greeting to the group from the Bossé Ecumenical Institute. Upon all of you and upon your families, I invoke the joy and peace of our Lord Jesus Christ. God bless you.
Dopodomani, 27 gennaio, si celebra la giornata internazionale di commemorazione delle vittime dell'Olocausto. Il ricordo di quello sterminio di milioni di persone ebree e di altre fedi non può essere né dimenticato né negato. Non può esserci un impegno costante nel costruire insieme la fraternità senza aver prima dissipato le radici dell'odio e di violenza che hanno alimentato l'orrore dell'Olocausto. Rivolgo un cordiale benvenuto ai pellegrini di lingua italiana. Particolare saluto e ringrazio i partecipanti al simposio promosso dal Dicasterio dello Sviluppo Umano Integrale sul morbo di Hansen, la lepra, dal titolo Non lasciare indietro nessuno. Il pensiero, come di consueto, va ai giovani, ai malati, agli anziani e agli sposi novelli. Oggi si conclude la settimana di preghiera per l'unità dei cristiani. Coraggio a vivere ognuno nel proprio stato di vita le esigenze dell'unità cristiana che ci provengono dal battesimo. Consapevoli del dono di questo sacramento, preghiamo e offriamo i nostri sacrifici ogni giorno per l'unità di tutti i credenti in Cristo. Nei nostri pensieri e nelle nostre preghiere non manchi la martoriata Ucraina, così tanto afflitta. Questa mattina ho avuto un incontro con i capi delle diverse confessioni di fede che sono in Ucraina, tutti uniti. E hanno raccontato il dolore di quel popolo. Non dimentichiamo mai, ogni giorno, di pregare per la pace definitiva in Ucraina. A tutti la mia benedizione. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater, Filius et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
Okay, so the Pope is done with the service, but he goes along the front and he greets all the newlyweds and the special invited guests and special groups that are in attendance up at the front. I think he's going to come right down this aisle right here. But everybody's crowds over here to see the Pope come by. So I had to, since my seat is right here, I had to kind of claim my seat. Excuse me, con permiso. But I think as soon as he's done greeting the dignitaries down there, he's going to come right up this aisle and actually get a good shot. The Pope, Pope Francis.
Dai, facciamo una foto. possiamo vedere sulla processione che si fa.
There you have it, Pope Francis, live and in person here in the Vatican. And I'll put highlights in this vlog, but if you want to see the whole thing, I'll put that as a separate video. Warning, it's very, very long. Lots of different languages too. But if you want to see the whole thing, I'll also put a translation in the comments of what his speech said, so in English. But Pope Francis, a little bit chaotic when he came up the aisleway, and he was making some blessings along the way. And beautiful to see the newlyweds come up the aisle too. That was pretty cool. But yeah, there you have it. Pope Francis here in the Vatican. All right, I think we're going to have some lunch next, and then there's some museums waiting for us here at the Vatican. Let's go check it out.
Aparte guapo el vato.
Ah, contento.
Espérame, este va. Ahora.
La busta che ci hanno dato dove l'hai?
All right, beautiful, beautiful here. Bells going off, St. Peter's Square in the Vatican, and spectacular service with the Pope, Pope Francis. Wow, we got to see him in person, up close too. That was really cool. And I tried my best to hold the camera steady, but it was zoomed all the way in, and I think it's a 30x zoom lens. So I did pretty well. I don't have a tripod, but I did pretty well holding the camera steady, I think, but it does waver a little bit. But yeah, I did all right, I think. What do you think? But anyway, beautiful colonnades here. There's statues all up and down here, and I'm not sure who they are, but if I was to take a wild stab in the dark, I would guess that those are probably former popes throughout all the years. Don't know that for sure, but if you know, put it in the comments below. I'll probably learn a little bit later on what all of these statues are. But wow, what a gorgeous square here, St. Peter's Square in the Vatican. So anyway, we're gonna leave this area shortly and go find some lunch close by, and then we got some museums waiting for us a little bit later. The Vatican Museums are close by, and I've already purchased my tickets for those, so we're gonna go in there. And the Sistine Chapel, I think, is here too. I'm not sure. Some of it they don't allow you to film. I think specifically the chapel, but the museums I should be able to. I'm not sure though, but we'll find out soon enough. But anyway, let's go grab some lunch and then check out some more sites right here at the Vatican, the world's smallest country. I'm in this neat little restaurant called Vecchio Borgo, and little two-course menu. So I got pasta pomodoro, and then something with chicken in it. I forgot the name of it, but it's a second course. But check out this pasta. This looks great. Pretty good. And check it out, I got one of these cans, Korea. I think this probably has to do with the World Cup, I'm guessing, the World Cup countries. Fried chicken and sage with potatoes, and it smells amazing. Wow.
Il limone è finito, è rimasto solo un tè alla pesca. Il limone è finito. Sì, non per niente, quello no.
All right, that was a lot of fun. That was a good meal. A little bit healthier than I've been eating the last couple of days, which is good because a lot of sugar the last couple of days, especially at breakfast. But yeah, anyway, those two ladies sat right next to me. They were super nice. And I guess their congregation, I asked them if they went and saw the Pope today. They said no, but their congregation is around here close by. But they met the Pope before already. So anyway, they were really nice. And they thought I was a priest. I said, no, I'm not, I'm just visiting. I should put a little thing here, so. But anyway, yeah, good lunch. And on the way back now to the Vatican Museums. Now this is one of those museums that is just absolutely massive. You cannot possibly take much time and study everything that there is in there because you'll never see it all. So I've got a guide, my guidebook tells me all the highlights to see. And so that's what we're gonna do. I've allocated 4 hours. And the Sistine Chapel is included inside the Vatican Museums. I am pretty sure I'm not allowed to film some of it, and some of it I can, I think. I don't know. We'll find out when we get in. But like I think the Sistine Chapel, you're not supposed to film in there. But we'll find out. There was another, what was that other place? I had read you're not supposed to film in there, and everybody was filming in there, so I went ahead and did it too. But oh, that was in the St. Mark's Square, St. Mark's Basilica. So anyway, we're on our way to Vatican Museums, coming up next, right here in Rome, Vatican City. Okay, if you're coming to visit Vatican City, the museums have a different entrance than St. Peter's Square. St. Peter's Square right behind me, but you exit St. Peter's Square, you just follow this wall kind of around. On the other side of this wall is Vatican City, but you just follow this wall around and you'll smack right into the entrance of the Vatican Museums. It's about 10 or 15 minute walk. All right, I already have my tickets paid for and a reservation. It's a time slot reservation. You can come without a reservation, but I would not recommend it today. Doesn't look bad. Looks like you can walk right in. But I've seen pictures of lines that go not only through all this whole cattle pen right here, but clear around this wall, and it goes for, you know, 10, 15, if you're walking, it's 10 or 15 minutes, but imagine if it's a line, it'd be hours long just to get in and buy a ticket here. So get your ticket in advance online. Today, if you're just walking up to buy a ticket, looks like it's your lucky day, but it's, you know, late January in the off season, so forget it in the summer. Like, don't even try. Get a reservation ahead of time. But anyway, I got my reservation. We're about to go inside. I have to go through security and stuff, but once we're inside, I will show you the highlights of the Vatican Museum, Vatican City. Okay, real easy breezy. I bought my ticket online, printed out the voucher. Once you get through security, you come up to one of these cash desks, give them the voucher, and they give you your ticket. And then when you get your ticket, you go through the entrance right here. So let's go inside and check out the Vatican Museums.
It was made in 1991 and was shot not as a film. Here is
对，我就我。
Okay, we're going to start our tour here. It's called the Pine Cone Courtyard, named after this pine cone, which is 2,000 years old. It originally stood outside the Pantheon. I wanted to see the Pantheon yesterday, but ran out of time. Didn't get to see it. But that's where it stood. And it was a symbol of fertility back in the day because it's full of seeds. So symbol of fertility now resides here at the Vatican Museums. And if you turn around, this big giant ball, which I already showed you, on our shot coming in, got here in 1990. So this tour has, oh gosh, all kinds of art from all the way back in the Roman Empire all the way up to modern day. So you're going to see a lot of different things. Again, this is a huge, massive museum. You could spend all day here and still not see everything. So we're just going to see the highlights. I'm not going to dive too deep into history and stuff. We're just here to see the best stuff here at the Vatican Museums and the Sistine Chapel. I'm not sure if I'll be able to film inside the Sistine Chapel or not, but we'll find out. But it's all right here in part of the Vatican Museums. And anyway, we're about to head inside and see what else is waiting for us inside. God, is this a beautiful courtyard? I was not expecting this at the museum. This wonderful courtyard out here. Wow. All right, let's check it out.
Perché c'è le chiesi voltanti da vicino a questo.
Okay, this statue is about 2,000 years old, carved by the Romans, but it's a copy of a Greek original, a Greek statue. This is Apollo, and as he's out hunting, he comes across an animal of some kind and stops and prepares to shoot a bow and arrow at the animal. And what's interesting about the statue is the natural form it takes. It's not just posing for a picture or posing to carve a statue, but he's in the act of naturally performing an act, and he's about to shoot a bow and arrow. And so you can see he's kind of leaning on his left leg. And, yeah, so it's an interesting sculpture here. 2,000 years old. Okay, earlier we were in Florence in one of my earlier videos, and we were talking a lot about Michelangelo, and we saw a sculpture by Donatello named Saint Mark, and we learned how Michelangelo was inspired by that sculpture to create his most famous work, Michelangelo's David. Well, one of his most famous works. We're going to see another one very shortly about Adam, and it's a very famous painting where Adam is reaching out to touch the hand of God to get a spark of life, and it's the one with the two fingers about to touch each other. And I hope I'm able to film that. They might not allow filming in there, but I'm about to see that in a few minutes. But that painting was inspired by this sculpture right here. Michelangelo was also inspired by another sculpture, this one right here, and it portrays a river god just kind of lounging around in the shade. And the pose that Adam makes in the painting up on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel was inspired by this very sculpture right here. A river god taking a lounge. Very cool. We're learning a lot about Michelangelo, huh?
And the two satires against those pillars.
¿Qué les pareció?
That is trying to escape.
All right, this statue is an ancient statue. It depicts a scene about Troy and the Trojan horse. And anyway, when Rome fell, this statue was lost, and they didn't know what happened to it for 1,000 years until it was unearthed in 1506 over by the Colosseum. They just rediscovered it. However, the left arm right there, this one was missing. And so they hired Michelangelo to kind of repair it, but they didn't know the exact pose it was. And they thought his arm would be outstretched to kind of hold off more snakes. Michelangelo said, no, I don't think it's outstretched, I think it's bent. And so he made it bent, and in the 1900s they found the missing arm, and it was indeed bent, so Michelangelo was correct. But interesting fact, yeah, this thing was buried somewhere over by the Colosseum for 1,000 years after Rome fell. So very old statue, almost 2,000 years old, and learning more about Michelangelo with almost every sculpture we see. Fascinating. All right, this is called the Belvedere Torso. And Michelangelo also loved this piece and studied it. And this is an ancient statue of who knows what. Nobody really knows for sure. But Michelangelo loved it. He loved how the body, the torso, is twisting slightly and sitting on some kind of animal skin here. Maybe a hunter, or nobody knows for sure what the statue depicts. But Michelangelo loved to study this one. Okay, this huge thing was once located in Emperor Nero's house. They're not entirely sure what they used it for, but here it is. And it's made out of a very precious, rare purple stone that was only available from a single mountain source in Egypt. So the Romans went to Egypt, claimed that whole mountain, mined it, and used it to create a bunch of things, including this. And now that mountain is gone, there's no more of this purple stone. So very, very precious stone, purple stone, very rare. And this is probably one of the biggest examples of that stone anywhere in the world. And Emperor Nero's house it was located in. Also, this floor is over 1,700 years old, and it was once the floor of a public bathhouse in Rome back in the day. So pretty fascinating stuff. Just a big room full of Roman history right here. Okay, this room contains two items made out of that same material, the same stone that we saw in the other room. Two sarcophagi. Now these were never used, but they were made in the 4th century, and just look at the detail on them. It's interesting to note that this particular type of stone is very hard, so it's very difficult to carve it. So they would have to make special tools just to carve these figures into these sarcophagi. But this one depicts Roman soldiers triumphantly conquering the barbarians, and you see them kind of trampling over them, all over their bodies and their heads here. And the other one depicts some cherubs and some different scenes, but pretty interesting. A very, very rare stone from Egypt to make these two sarcophagi. It's an impressive hallway, and our tour continues down that way. But hey, you're gonna go see some Egyptian mummies? I know I do. Let's go over this way. We'll come back here in a minute. Wow, you don't see that every day. Wow.
No, e qui col tempo la carne si...
Wow, that was well worth the detour. That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. A real Egyptian mummies, actually two in there, one of them uncovered. Wow, didn't expect that. Wow. Okay, our tour continues right down this hallway. So this is Artemis, the goddess of fertility, and all around her on her body are, well, I'll let you do your own research on that one. Yeah. This is the goddess Diana, and back in the day, hunters would pray and give offerings to Diana so that they would receive a plentiful amount of food. Diana, and a little dog too.
Et oui, bien, très bonne question, je vais montrer. Effectivement, la plupart des sculptures que vous voyez ne sont pas blanches comme vous voyez en réalité, puisque ça c'est un exemple, une sculpture qui est au musée.
Okay, this next section is the gallery of tapestries, and these tapestries all depict the life of Jesus. Let's take a look. Okay, and this room is called the Map Gallery, and this is a giant map that was at one time used as an official map of Italy. We're starting at the south end of Italy, the Boot, and as you go all the way up to the other end, that's the north end of Italy where the Alps are, and you've got the east and west portions of Italy, and pretty fascinating. We're just going to kind of stroll through and check it out. I'm not sure which town is which here, but this is where we're headed tomorrow. Tomorrow's video. It's mostly a travel day, but we're heading here to Cinque Terre. So stay tuned for that one. Here's where we were just a few days ago. This is Venice, the Grand Canal right there, going through the city. Well, here you have it. No cameras allowed inside the Sistine Chapel, but I hope you enjoyed highlights from the Vatican Museums. Spectacular. I spent all of the 4 hours in there. Unbelievable. And that was kind of a quick walkthrough. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in any particular place, but 4 hours, oh my gosh. Imagine you could spend days in here. But anyway, I'm going to go inside and see the Sistine Chapel, and I'll give my review on the way up. Okay, massive museum, and we just finished the Sistine Chapel part. Didn't get to film it, and it was pretty interesting actually. When you pass the point where it says no photos, you go through a whole nother part, more exhibits, more art, more paintings, more artifacts, just tons more museum stuff. I'm all museumed out. Boy, we did a lot of museums last few days, and this one was massive. So I just walked past all that stuff. I'm like, just get me to the Sistine Chapel. So then you go down these stairs and you finally get in the Sistine Chapel, and those last rooms with all the paintings that I showed were called the Raphael rooms. And so you get into the Sistine Chapel. It's just like one of those rooms, but on a much more massive scale. Every wall, every ceiling was painted. Of course, these are all by Michelangelo. I do believe all of them are Michelangelo. I might be wrong on that, but of course the most famous part is right in the center of the ceiling with Adam, and he's kind of lounging back with his finger out, trying to touch the hand of God. And that's the most famous painting. I'm sure I can find an image of it. I'll insert it here. You've seen it before, but that was there. I saw it in person, and you stand there and you think about, wow, what a project that must have been to paint that on a ceiling. And if you've ever been to Disney World and you ride Spaceship Earth, the ride Spaceship Earth, there's a scene of Michelangelo painting that painting on the ceiling, and he's lying down on his back on like a scaffolding, painting on the ceiling. And I wonder how long that must have taken him to paint that. But really fascinating. While I was in there, all of a sudden somebody comes up on the microphone. He says, "Attention, please." Of course, it echoes all throughout the chapel. It says, "Attention, please. Attenzione." And he says, "Silenzio." Silence. And everybody looks up there. And a priest walks up and he leads a prayer. And this whole thing, Holy Ghost, Holy Father, and which was really nice. And it was mostly in Italian, so I didn't know what he was saying. But after that, he offered services. There were priests on hand. You could go pray with the priests. You could do confessions. I thought that was pretty nice that you could do that right in the Sistine Chapel, and it was pretty neat. But this beautiful painted artwork just all over the place. But anyway, so I left there, and if you remember those big long hallways, well, first when you come out of the chapel, you go right into a gift shop, of course. And I thought the exit was going to be somewhere close by. No. Remember those big long hallways we went through with the tapestries and the maps and the we went. So there's another one on the other side. So you go all the way through with more artwork, more exhibits, lots of crucifixes and gold and silver goblets and robes and you name it. And so you go all the way through this, and you go through no less than 4 gift shops on the way out. And then you go through this massive restaurant eatery kind of place. There's coffee shops, pizzerias, restaurants, cafes, pastries. So I think there's 5 or 6 restaurants you pass on the way out, 4 gift shops. So they're trying to get your dollar on the way out, but it's a long walk back to the exit right here. So I think where the Sistine Chapel is, that's like only halfway. And to come back out, you have to come all the way back. So it's a long hike. It's a huge museum. I'm pretty sure we've only seen a fraction of it. So overall, big thumbs up. I did enjoy my visit, but to be honest, I'm museumed out. That was a lot of museum for one day, but it was fascinating. Highlights for me, of course, the Sistine Chapel, but the Egyptian mummies, and that was in the guidebook. That was optional. It said if you want to do that, go detour that and then come back, or you could skip it. I'm like, I thought that was the highlight of the whole thing. The Egyptian mummy, that was incredible, and who knows how old that mummy is, but God, so much we saw in there today. But fascinating, really good museum. Big thumbs up, highly recommend it. Really good, and you can film and take pictures in there. Just no flash or lights is the only thing. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna head out, I think, for a dinner and a night stroll through Rome. And I don't have to get up too early tomorrow, so I can stay up a little bit later. But tomorrow's a travel day. We're going to the Cinque Terre, like I mentioned before. We looked at the map, and so it's mostly a travel day, but I don't have to get a super early start for a change. So yeah, let's figure out. I think I'm going back to the metro, and then we'll figure out where I'm going from there. And yeah, big thumbs up. By the way, if you want to see, I put highlights in this vlog. If you want to see the full walkthrough, the full video, I'll put it separate. It's going to be pretty long, but I'll put that as a separate video as well. If you want to watch the kind of the first-person view of the walk through the Vatican Museum. Fascinating, really good. What a day, boy! We saw the Pope. The Vatican Museum, unbelievable, very good. All right, let's go grab, let's get to the metro first, and then we're gonna do, I think it's Heart of Rome walk, or I forgot what it's called, but we're gonna do a night walk through Rome and grab some dinner. All right, let's check it out. All right, we're here in, it's called Piazza del Popolo, and we're going to do a walk called the Dolce Vita walk, right? Am I saying that? Anyway, it's a little walk around the Rome area. But before we get started, I got to show you this. There's a piece of tile in front of me, and it's slightly damaged, but it's slightly terrifying as well. Let me show you this. I don't think it's on purpose. I think it's on accident, but look at this. Oh! Ah! Oh my God. I think this wall is cursed, or there's a demon that lives in there. Anyway, Dolce Vita Stroll. It's going to include dinner, stop for dinner along the way, and I think it takes us back to the Colosseum. But first stop over here. I don't know if this is it or if it's this one, but there's a church. I'm going to see if it's open. I hear there's a couple things to see inside. Just real quick, we'll pop in. If not, we'll get on our way. The Dolce Vita Stroll. Rome, Italy. Let's check it out. Okay, beautiful church inside. Unfortunately, I didn't get much time. I got a real quick shot of the interior, but then they said they're starting Mass. So if you're not attending Mass, you have to leave. I said, sure, okay. But yeah, beautiful church. There's a couple of paintings I wanted to see inside. I think by Raphael, the same painter that we just saw in the Vatican Museums in some of those rooms. He has paintings in here. But anyway, I got to see one, but I didn't get to, before I got to take a video of it. They told me I have to leave because they're starting Mass, and then just as I was going out the door, they started ringing a bell starting the service. So anyway, beautiful church inside. Did you see that? Wow, beautiful. So that's the thing about Rome too. All the famous museums and stuff, you can go to a lot of these local churches, and those same famous artists and sculptors and stuff have things in these local churches. You can come in and see for free. So that's spectacular. But anyway, our tour is going to go past this obelisk down that street right there. And let's see what's coming up on this tour right here in Rome, Italy. I got that whole thing on video. Wow. Yeah, I've noticed in Italy they don't necessarily stop for pedestrians at crosswalks. I don't know what the laws are, but yeah, that's a designated pedestrian crosswalk. But I've noticed that many of these intersections, they don't stop. So you have to wait for the traffic, a break in the traffic to go across. But I guess if someone got hit, the law is that that is a pedestrian right-of-way. But saw some of that Italian flair come out. That was fantastic. Okay, I'm glad she's all right. I'm glad nothing happened. Let's continue straight on. Wow. You know, it all kind of ties in when I've noticed You know, people, they don't stop, they don't get out of your way, they just bump into you. You're trying to get out of the subway or get through a door, they just stand there in your way. I don't know what it is about this Italian, kind of ties into this personal space that it doesn't exist here. They don't give space for the person in front of you or anything. They'll cut right in front of you in a line, and it's been driving me nuts. My whole visit here to Italy, I've noticed it. It's been pretty obvious, and I don't like it. But that's an example I caught on video of that kind of I don't know if attitude is the right word. That kind of just the way the culture is here. They don't want to stop. Nobody wants to stop for the person in front of you or next to you, or they don't want to wait. They don't want to wait in line. They just want to go. And yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Oh. Yeah, to me it comes across as inconsiderate for the other people around you. But I'm coming from America, you know, and it's different here. So it's just kind of a different mindset. But yeah, she got pretty heated, didn't she? All right, let's continue our walk. All right. Yeah, they just don't want to stop and wait, I think is what it is. They don't want to wait, and they just want to go. Anyway, this is a street called Via del Corso. And it's a shopping street. So just down here is the restaurant I want to eat at. So I'm looking for Via Croce, I think it's called. Is the name of the street. And Antica Enoteca, something like that. Anyway, it's down this way. But on the way, we're going to stroll down here and see what kind of shops they have. And hopefully not get ran over by a car. This is a pedestrian street, so we're good.
E quindi sappiamo che c'è questo.
Era simpatico, mi faceva ridere, no? Poi ero rispettata che lui Si chiama liceo classico europeo.
Cosa c'è in catalano? Niente a fare con
Comunque, no, allora ascolta, è una cosa, diciamo, per esempio, noi dobbiamo fare alimentare. Non tira, vai.
I love this place. This place is 200 years old, and wow, that's something to think about it. But I was looking at they had several steak options on their regular menu, but then when they brought the menu, and I hesitate to say menu because in Europe menu means like a combo, like a starter and a meal and a drink. But she brought the list of food. And there was daily specials on there. A special menu with daily specials, and it had a truffle pasta that caught my eye. And so I went ahead and ordered that. Thank you. And a glass of red wine from Northwest Italy. So I'm looking forward to that. She says near France, northwest region of Italy, opposite side of where Venice is. So on the other side. So looking forward to the meal. And she's going to bring some focaccia bread too. So this is a real nice wine that I ordered. You ask for water and they bring it in this glass carafe. I think this is cheese. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this. Olives. This is grated Parmesan. Here's the focaccia bread. Ooh. Oh, that's very good. Excellent. I'm going to add some cheese on top. That is very good. Very flavorful.
We're far from
That's part of the reason why we moved. Oh my God.
Menu's a little expensive. Depends on what you order. There's affordable things too, but I bought the truffle pasta, which was pretty expensive. But it was. Sorry, no, I don't want one.
Do you like one right?
No, thank you.
Nice, huh? Where
Yeah.
you from?
Los Angeles.
Oh, nice people, huh?
Yeah.
My good father in California.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice guy.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Man.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What your name?
Jack.
Yeah, my name Ali.
Ali, nice to meet
Nice
you.
guy.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night. It is a nice product. I'm gonna give it a.
No, I don't want one.
Is
Thank
it
you.
free? Africa.
I don't want
Like
one.
it?
No, I don't want one. Thank
Free,
you.
no, like it?
No, thank
We
you.
were like in one days in a belt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You like a pen?
No, I don't want anything. Thank you. Thank you so much. There you go. That's one. one of those scammers that they say it's free, but then if you take it, they start asking you for money, or they tell you, oh, it's worth this much, and maybe you should tip me, and so they all say the same thing too. I'm surprised he didn't say Hakuna Matata. They usually say that. Anyway, yeah, let me start over because yeah, I'll put that in, but I'll start over with what I was saying. I'll cut out the beginning of it. But anyway, fantastic dinner here. Yeah, those bracelet guys. They try to give you the bracelet. He also had a pen and a belt he wanted to give me. But anyway, yeah, fantastic dinner. I had the truffle pasta, and yeah, it was on the menu of the day. So I was like, oh, that looks really good. And a glass of local wine from Northwest Italy, across the country from where Venice is, on the other side, near France. And really nice wine, went well with the pasta. They brought focaccia bread, and yeah, really good dinner. A little on the pricey side. It didn't have to be pricey. They have more affordable things too. So it's a wide range of prices on their menu, but it was real nice. And the guy was showing me around the restaurant, and original tile on the floor. I think it was dated 1726 or something like that. And the guy was showing me around a little bit too. He said the ceiling's original, and the something about the wine. It might be the wine shelves. I couldn't quite understand his Italian, but something about the wine was original too. So real nice dinner, good recommendation, and yeah, so right here in Rick Steves' Best of Europe book, recommended right there. So anyway, real good dinner. A little on the pricey side. It was about 50 euros, and I tipped another 5. There was a service charge included on there. It was only $2.50. Not much money at all for the service, so I threw in another 5. So anyway, all right, let's continue our tour of Rome. The Dolce was it called Dolce Vita tour or something like that? Dolce Vita Stroll. Let's check it out. Okay, right over here is the mausoleum of Augusto. I'm guessing Augustus Caesar. And it's mentioned here in this guidebook, I'm getting all this information from here, by the way, that this was a neglected site, but it was due to go under restoration, and apparently that's happening now. It's behind walls, so that's a good thing. And there's another museum or something right next to it, but it looks like the whole block is under renovation. So thumbs up on that. I think it's very important to preserve these kind of things and preserve history so everybody can see it and enjoy it. So anyway, let's continue our walk back to the main street over there. Here we are at the Spanish Steps in Rome. Beautiful. I think I read somewhere recently that a Mini Cooper or something tried to drive down the steps and damaged them somewhere. Let's go see if we can see where the damage is. Idiot. Well, let's go up the Spanish Steps and check it out. You think this is it, where they drove down and the car got stuck at some point somewhere on these stairs? I don't know. I see all kinds of different places where the stairs were damaged and repaired, so who knows where it was. Wow, what a view. Atop the Spanish Steps here in Rome. I just noticed off to my left, there's like a rooftop bar or restaurant or something right here. How cool is that? What a view. Wow. All right, let's head back down. By the way, just as we got up here, started to rain. There is overnight rain in the forecast, and it's just now starting just as I got up to the top of these steps. So anyway, we're going to finish this walk. We're not done yet. A couple more sights to see. It should be pretty spectacular. And then we'll head back to the hotel. But let's go back down the way we came, and then we'll continue down that main shopping street, Via Corso, I think it's called. And there's some sights waiting for us down there. Should be just, I don't know, 10-minute walk or so. Okay, I learned what this is. This is called the Victor Emmanuel Monument. And it's massive. Look at it. I think I can climb up the stairs here, but I'm not sure. I don't see anybody else up there. I'll walk over there and see. This is that same crazy roundabout earlier when we crossed the street. So we're not far from the Colosseum. But I'll cross the street here and see if I can go up the stairs or not. Looks like it might be closed. Wow, that is most impressive. That is gigantic. Wow. I just noticed there's flames here. And it looks like back there's a wreath and maybe 2 guards over there. Maybe it's like a tomb. Not sure. Those could be statues. I can't tell from here, but it could be quite possibly live guards there on either side. Wow. Wow, this is spectacular. This is Capitoline Hill. I don't know much about this place, but I'm sure I'll learn a little bit more about it later on when I look up what it is. But and Victor Emmanuel too. I'll read up on him. But wow, magnificent, just huge structures. Looks like there's museums. These are museums here. Capitoline Museums. Wow. Is that beautiful? Wow, spectacular view of the Roman Forum at night. I didn't know they floodlit the place at night. How spectacular is that? We just toured that yesterday, and you can see the Colosseum in the background. Back there. Wow. Oh, that is spectacular. All right, that's going to wrap up the spectacular Dolce Vita Stroll. Wow, look at all the stuff we saw. We saw someone almost get ran over by a car. We saw the Spanish Steps, tons of high-end shopping, fantastic dinner, and the view of the Victor Emmanuel Monument and the Roman Forum at night. How spectacular is that? We're going to head back to the Colosseum metro station and go back to the hotel, and I'll probably put in some shots of the Colosseum at night too, since we're walking right past it. So wow, Rome at night is beautiful. All right, let's head back. Okay, here's what's going on. So I got a shot of that Colosseum, and then I went on the metro expecting to get from the Colosseum to the hotel. I have to take line B to Termini station, the main train station, transfer to line A, and then line A goes to Barberini station where the hotel is. Well, it turns out line A is closed early for several months, about a year and a half, because they're improving the line, I guess. They're doing work on it at night. So but they have replacement buses somewhere, but it would take longer for me to figure out where that bus is and get on it and stuff than just walk. It's about 20-minute walk from Termini, the main train station, to where the hotel is. So that's what I'm doing. I'm walking. I'm tired. I've been walking all day. I'm ready for bed, but yeah, it was a good day overall. It's not that far, 20 more minutes. So anyway, that's what we're doing, and we'll be there shortly. I'm using Google Maps, by the way, to figure it out. All right, made it back to the hotel, and a little bit later than I expected. I've noticed these walking tours that I planned through the guidebook are taking a lot longer than I planned for them to take. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to film stuff too, so it probably takes a little bit more extra time, but yeah, anyway. Not a big deal, but I got back to the hotel and not too happy about the metro closing earlier. There was no signs or anything anywhere until I showed up at the metro station and the gates are closed, and then there's a sign on it. But it's another thing, when I got the Roma pass, when I first showed up to Rome, and I got the Roma pass, and surprised the office isn't open when the website says it is. It doesn't open until 9:30. I wasn't happy about that. So the trip started off bad, and gee, that would have been nice for them to tell me that, oh, one of the metro lines closes early right now. Kind of important information. It would have been nice for them to tell me that when I picked up my pass. So absolutely terrible experience with the transportation. And a couple of rude people here and there, especially at the luggage office when I left my luggage at Rome when I first showed up here yesterday. But also some really awesome people. This hotel is amazing. The guy that served me my dinner last night was amazing. Some of the people I met were amazing. The Colosseum was awesome. Seeing the Vatican was great. The Pope. So there are a lot of awesome experiences too. So I really have mixed feelings about Rome. It does feel, it's a very old city, so it feels dirty. There's, I notice a lot of homeless people and stuff like that around. You get the scammers. I called it Beggars Row, or Beggars Canyon. Beggars Canyon. They got all the guys with the bracelets and the street musicians and stuff like that. It's not a great area, but there's pros and cons to Rome. I always wanted to see the Colosseum, and it did not disappoint. The Vatican Museum did not disappoint. The Pope didn't disappoint. So the actual sightseeing was spectacular. But just some of the other things like the metro and some of the rude people I encountered, and the Roman pass with the metro closing early. So yeah, mixed feelings about it. But it is what it is. It's an experience to remember. But my rankings right now, Florence, big surprise for Florence. I loved Florence. Florence at the top, Rome in the middle, Venice at the bottom. We still have Cinque Terre coming up. So that brings us to tomorrow's video. Or I'm going to be filming it tomorrow, but the next video that you're going to see is the next vlog you're going to see, I should specify, is going to be a travel day to the Cinque Terre, a newer bucket list item for me. I just learned about the Cinque Terre a few years ago, and I saw videos of it, and it looks spectacular, and I can't wait to see this place. But I do have concerns about it, that it's going to be similar to Germany. I had a hard time finding a hotel that was open. So that's a big sign that things might be closed over there. If they're open, they're going to close very early. So I should be getting in there in time for dinner, hopefully. Something's open for dinner. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, that's going to be tomorrow. And I'm really tired. I'm going to hit the hay here. And we don't have to get up super early tomorrow. But yeah, I got plenty of time to get up. We're going to have breakfast. And it should be a nice, relaxing train trip. That's about three or 4 hours on a train. So it'll be nice. And then we'll get into the Cinque Terre just in time for dinner tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Not much else to say. Oh, there's one more thing to say. Make sure you get out there and explore your world, even if there's challenges sometimes to your exploring. There definitely will be, but it's all part of the fun. It's all part of the adventure. Get out there, explore your world. I can always tell people this story about the time I was in Rome and the metro closed early. All right, we'll see you in the next video.